Michael, as a person progresses through their life from infancy to young childhood, adulthood, and into senior years, do they have the same requirements for bacteria? Do they use the same bacteria?
Actually, no, they don't, Tom. What we find is that when an infant is born, its gastrointestinal tract is sterilized, is sterile. The baby doesn't have any natural bacteria in its body. And it picks up the first bacteria from the mother as it's being born, actually, in the birth canal. And most of the bacteria found in infants, children, and even adolescents are the genus Bifidobacteria. So we find these Bifidobacteria, Bifidobacterium longum, Bifidobacterium infantis, so named because it's found in infants. And these are given to the baby by the mother, not only during birth, but then through the mother's milk. So for most infants, probiotic supplementation isn't necessary. In children, however, probiotic supplementation might be necessary, especially if they've been sick or some reason the natural balance of intestinal flora has been disrupted. And for supplementation, they should probably take more bifidobacteria strains. As opposed to adults, as we get older, that balance shifts to more lactobacillus. Those bacteria tend to be more prominent in our guts than the bifidobacteria strains. Once we reach adulthood, that balance stays pretty constant for the rest of our lives. And in fact, it's somewhat hard to disrupt that balance unless